That's how it started. That's how it all started. No vision, nothing to see. Me worried about everything. Me worried that I wouldn't even be able to see again. And just me feeling sick. That's how it started. Hey guys, my name is Digital Void. I'm going to talk about my journey through lymphoma and the fact that it might be still going on, but let's just start with the basics. So, before this whole thing, I was literally in Morocco just enjoying my life. Like, this was just after this entire holiday, and then after, the, after that, I was just gonna enjoy one of the best moments of my life, but I couldn't because I was incredibly sick. And like after that, I had to be going in 5 hospitals, and one of them wasn't even in the southeast. That's the craziest part. And you know, that's the beginning to this journey, and then maybe later to the end really affected me, especially mentally. But I guess we could start at the beginning. The first hospital that I was at after all of this, Lewisham Hospital. This is where I was resting and stuff. I stayed there for a while. I can't even remember much of Lewisham Hospital other than they just had to like take samples from me and something like that. After that, I moved to King's. I remember King's more thoroughly. I was like with people who are like way older than me, who looked way sicker than me, but not knowing that I was horribly sick. But yeah, but it was here where I found out that I had like stage 4 lymphoma, which, yeah. And my reaction to that, well, well, I can tell you one thing, wasn't the happiest reaction. Wasn't jumping out in joy, finding out that I had cancer, bro, of any diseases. And worst part is, I felt like I was gonna be in the hospital soon. I didn't really treat it that badly, not knowing that I'll be there for like over like nearly 10 months now. Yeah, because internally I just didn't feel that sick. No matter how crazy that sounds, I just didn't feel that bad. So, yeah, I stayed there for a little while, and they just had to keep on injecting me with stuff to make me feel better and give me like some pink steroids. Then I moved to St. George's Hospital. I forgot what the pink steroids are called. Give me 1 second. And these are the things that really messed up like my mental health, like generally, like uh like even though they made my lymph nodes shrink, they they generally just they affected me really badly. The prednisolone. So this was like one of the worst things, other than the chemo, that affected me because that made me hungry as hell. Like I'll be eating and eating, having random food cravings. Like I remember my random food craving was like some wraps and like wraps with chicken and like rice pudding. Like I was just having these random cravings, random hunger. Like my face was just filled with a brim with acne, and like it just didn't like affect me that well. But yeah, St. George's is where I remember like the entire like chemo thing. I also stayed there, had played like games there, and this is, I had like a pick line. I even have like a pick line scar, like right about here. There it is. Yeah, you get arm reveal before face reveal. How nice. so yeah, this is where I got the pick line, and if you don't know, that's like where they put like the treatment in there. Like they put that in your veins, and I had it. And when I first found out about it, well, I also was not too happy about that because not only do I have cancer, now I have to live with a big tube in my vein for a long period of time. It just felt awkward. It just didn't feel right. I mean, I guess it could go for anyone who had to deal with a vein in their arm, but yeah, that just wasn't a great feeling. Then I moved in Royal Marsden and Son. This is where I spent most of my time taking the treatment and stuff. Like this basically became my main hospital. And yeah, I mean I didn't mind the place. I had a chill place, had like a gaming space, a better gaming space than the St. George's Hospital. But it, I still felt bad about everything. Had to like, I think after this is where I shaved my hair off. And like generally, me with hair, I generally look so good with hair. Maybe if this blows up, I'll probably do like face reveal or something. And yeah, I just spent rest of my time there, and then I felt like I was recovering. There was times where I felt like I was recovering. I even had my pick line removed there, but like I had to be in a Royal Brompton to do like what MRI scans, tests for like my lung. I think I did a liver test here and then a lung test here, which was more recently, but yeah, that's what happened. Like I literally went on an adventure to explore each and every hospital just for blood cancer, man. And like, and I want to like tell you a little something personal. Like, I was wondering, why me? Why did this happen to me? I mean, like, if you ask me about like how I eat at night, I was actually pretty healthy for the most part. To be fair, I still like sweet and sugary foods, but for the most part, I stayed healthy. And like, the worst part is, it came from an unknown source. Like, it could be like from environmental factors or whatever. That's like what causes cancer or whatever. And all I just know is that lymphoma is just unknown. And like I remember, wait, yeah, it was Hodgkin's lymphoma. That's the one that I had. Yeah, I had it spread all the way to my bone marrow, my chest. It was like way all over my chest. So it was like lumps in my chest, my neck. It's just everywhere on like the top part of my body. And I just didn't feel it. Like, but I did definitely feel the chemo. Like, geez, like the chemo made me so sick and so tired. Well, mostly tired because I had like the anti-sickness. But yeah, and it's probably why I don't feel too probably expressing how I beat cancer because I'm still growing my hair out after this whole cancer thing. Still feel self-conscious about myself. you know, I was. I mean, even though I'm self-conscious about like what my attractive value is and everything, to be honest, I'll just be real with you. Just doesn't matter anymore because uh, I'm gonna be for real. I'm just like a college student, about to go into university, and then guess after that I'll just live by myself, enjoy entire life by myself. Even though for a while I genuinely wanted a companion that I always wanted to be with, but looking back, that's never gonna happen. even though I celebrate the fact that I don't have cancer anymore, still have to face the chemo, which is like, damn, they really have to make sure everything's gone. Like, jeez, I can't even take a break off of that. But even though I felt like I was alone, to be fair, I wasn't really alone. I mean, I still had my family supporting me, friends supporting me, and everything. I mean, I should be grateful for that, to be fair, but I still feel like there's something missing. Still feel like, you know, there's something more that could just happen, but I don't know. That's just my mentality for everything. Always want more. But for the meanwhile, I'll just be a person that I'll just be by myself most of the time and just celebrate the fact that I don't have cancer for a while before this whole chemo thing. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video about me telling my story about my cancer journey. And yeah, even though you would expect it to sound more bright and positive, you know, some things or don't always end in a high note. There's still got to be lows, which happens a lot to me, to be fair. But you know, I still try to keep it positive. Still try to keep positive vibes. You know, I always make sure to listen to music, laugh at funny stuff. You know, watch things to always keep a smile on my face. Even though it doesn't really sound like it, maybe because I just woke up and I'm tired as hell. I still try to take positive no matter what. So yeah, this is Digital Droid, and I'm out. Might send some videos, like unprivate my videos of my gaming videos, because that's what I was doing before this. I literally started this channel before I had cancer, you know. So yeah, not, but yeah, this is like what post cancer Digital Droid now. Yeah, I'll try to make better videos than this, but this is all I gotta say. Bye.